Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Degeneracy. Today, I'm holding a bass. Yes, unlike how I ended my last episode, we are not talking about Sad and Older today. We're talking about Mr. Annihilation. Mr. Annihilation started its life as a little bit of a concept piece. So going back to about 2017, I had discovered the band Death from Above 1979. I'd heard of them before that. My first year of college at Columbia in Chicago, my roommate was really into them, and he would play their music a lot, but I didn't like my roommate, so obviously I'm not going to bother checking out the things that, the roommate you don't like likes. You're going to ignore it. Well, in 2017, I couldn't ignore it. I was really into it. Because the concept's so friggin' cool, man. Like doing a heavy rock thing, but like opt out of the electric guitar completely and sub it in for some awesome, massively mixed bass guitar, some great sounding drums, and some really cool, unique vocals, and you've got yourself a really cool band. Well, I took that idea, that concept, and I said to myself, how cool would it be if you went the Death from Above 1979 arrangement method, but rather than playing like heavy rock or indie rock or whatever you want to call those guys, let's do a little bit of a death metal thing to it. Thus, Mr. Annihilation was born. I wanted to have something that would allow for big, fat, gnarly bass guitar, big drums, and a death metal vocal that kind of just sat out the entire time, and this song is what we got out of it. Kind of neat little different thing that I think takes the album and puts it in a very different direction, and a nice little center, track 5 right in the middle. That way kind of catches you off guard a little bit too. But so let's get into this song. What is it? Well, it all starts with this. Right? Big, heavy, chunky, in your face. It registers a little metal. It registers a little punk. It registers a little bit of a lot of things, but it makes for a fun chorus, right? That was the foundation. That's where it all started. That's where I was kind of like saying to myself, like, this is got some bones to it. And pretty much in the timeline of putting the song together, that's where it stood. Well, the rest of the song gets written. It's got this really cool, like 3/4 thing going on. It sounds great. I send the demos of the tune back to Kelly Scott to do drums for, and fast forward a little bit, get the tracks back. Suddenly the song's in 4. Not daga duga. And my first thought was, oh shit, what happened? I must have not clarified in my producer notes or something like that. This song is different. Well, I hit up Kelly and I tell him, hey man, I really like what you did with this, but it's really different from what I had first had in mind. And maybe I could use this for something down the road, but what if for right now we try to do the 3/4 thing? And then Kelly emailed me back saying, Craig, I think you should really think about writing the song with that groove, with that 4/4 thing. If Kelly Scott is telling you to do something, you're just gonna do it. You gotta trust the man. He knows what he's doing, and thus I rewrote most of this song in a 4/4 feel. So duga-daga. Big drums just made it sound even cooler, and there it was. This was the final piece of that. Those verses, right? Those verses, the right? Those verses, very different feel in 4 than they do in 3, and I got to kind of organize everything to fit with how Kelly had written those drum parts, and I think it worked out great. It's just got a thing. You know, it's just a fun little turnaround thing, and then that one lick, the... Right? Just super gnarly, super cool, takes the song to some really, really neat places that I don't think I would have gotten a chance to do had not been for that little miscommunication how we wanted to do the song. So then, yeah. Chorus, verse. Then there's a little bit of a bridge section. This kind of ascending minor thirds thing. Right, kind of cool, a little bit more in the death metal route of, I think, where the track initially wanted to be, and then you got this crazy like bridge moment that comes together. If I remember this part correctly, it's just a weird riff. Like, definitely meant to feel like very evisceration, plague, torture era Cannibal Corpse. A lot of those weird descending riffs that just sound nasty, but because it's got a groove to it, and because Kelly keeps that hi-hat going the entire time that part's going on, it's got a nasty feel. So there's that, and then the very end, this kind of Korn. I wanted to end feeling Korn because why not, right? This Sorry, don't practice this one enough. Fun song. It's a good time. It gives me a chance to play some bass and focus just on bass. I love the bass guitar. It's a great instrument, and I wish I got a chance to play it more regularly. But you know, these things will happen. Anyways, yeah, Mr. Annihilation, fun little thing. Bass centered. It grooves. It's got a very different kind of flavor than the rest of the album, and I'm glad it came together the way it did by accident. Really felt. I mean, obviously, me and Kelly wrote the record together, but this was a unique piece of like him responding to something that I did, and then me responding to something he did. I mean, granted, that happens in the arranging on the entire record, just certain things that change, but it just as a whole. Anyways, that was Mr. Annihilation. Thanks so much, guys, for coming and checking this out. Next episode is Sad and Older, so I'll see y'all in episode 6. Have a good one. Bye.